Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, today I am going to be doing the serial killer Smiley. Here are all of my tools that I'll be using for today. I may add a few things extra that aren't listed in here, but I will have them all in the description box so that if you want to try this look out, you'll be able to have everything you need. So yeah, it was fun doing this, so let's get into it. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Aquaphor and I'm using that to basically cover all the areas on my face where there's hair. So specifically and more importantly my eyebrows, my lashes, and also I'll be adding Aquaphor to my hairline. Every place where latex is going to come in contact, I want to make sure that I have, put a good amount of Aquaphor in those areas. Even the very, very light hairs that on your face, you want to cover those. Just because when it's time to take off the mask, which essentially this is going to turn into a mask, you want to make sure that it is not painful, because latex laying on hair is not the business. And definitely I want to keep the hair that's on my face, especially my brows and lashes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ball cap. This ball cap I purchased at Party City, and you can also get these on Amazon. It didn't matter to me the fact that it was a pure white ball cap, because with the paint and the latex, a majority of it was going to be covered. So I just needed it in order to have the bald look for this look. So right now what I'm doing is making sure I have it, nice and set in a good spot. And now what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I pulled the rest of it back to have it nice and taut, with a ponytail holder and to hold my hair back as well. So now I'm taking some liquid latex and I am applying it all over the perimeter of the bald cap. And then I'm going to be applying a nice layer or two all over my face to kind of lay the foundation for the mask. This does take a significant amount of time because I had to basically add this with the disposable makeup sponges. You definitely want to use items that you don't care too much for, or are the least expensive when working with liquid latex, especially if you are wearing something like, make sure you're wearing like an old t-shirt or something, or a wife beater that you don't really care too much about, because working with liquid latex, a couple of things you want to keep in mind are the fact that if any latex hits it, that's it, it's destroyed. So make sure you're not wearing anything that you really want. And when you're using this does get a little messy, only because of the dipping and re-dipping into the latex. And then as it starts to get dry, it does get a little sticky. So once you go over an area, you kind of don't want to go over it again, because as it dries on itself, the liquid latex that you're applying may try to lift up on the latex that you've already laid down. So I'm just continuing on here and just adding no. Now I'm going to take the tape and I'm going to just take decent sized strips, depending on the size of your face. You kind of know exactly how much you'll need. And I'm just laying it over the layers of latex that I just put on my face, because it would stick better to my skin, in order for me to create the effect that I have no nose. So right now I'm just, smashing down my nose as much as possible with the tape. I will say that if you do have anxiety about covering your nose, especially, having to breathe through your mouth for a significant amount of time while doing this, I probably wouldn't do this look, but it's actually not as bad as it may look. You definitely want to make sure that you do enough, covering so that you can have that effect, but also just make sure that you're not stressing yourself out or the person that you may be doing this for in the event that you do decide to do this on somebody else. I looked over real quick because my husband came in the room and did his usual shaking of the head as I do these crazy things to myself. So, anywho, now I am just applying some liquid latex on top of the tape that I just laid down. And yeah, it's just a matter of layering upon layering upon layering to get that consistency that I need for the look to be complete. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking toilet paper and I am applying it on top of the liquid latex that I just laid down. This particular part is, again, just layering and reapplying liquid latex, layering it again till I get the thickness and the consistency that I want for my face. So now that I have pretty much gotten the consistency that I want, I'm going to go ahead and go back into taping the rest of my face that still needs tape. So I'm just going to apply it to the sides. I'm going to start applying it over my eyes. I just want to make sure that I have enough space to where only my peripheral vision is being blocked. I still want to be able to look through the mask rather. So right now I'm just adding tape to all the other areas so that I can complete adding more latex and tissue paper to the makeup. So now I'm going to add my foundation. I did use some Graftobian, but now I'm going to use my Juvia's Place foundation, and I'm just going to add that all over my face. Basically, it doesn't matter what type of foundation you use, just as long as it's a color that you can either use whatever one you use for yourself usually, or you can buy some from some considered disposable foundation that you're really not going to use to do a look like this, because it doesn't have to be perfect. This is not a glam look, obviously. So you just want to make sure that you take the foundation and you cover all areas of the bald cap that will be visible, especially if you're only taking pictures. Like in my case, that's all I'm doing. So I'm just adding the foundation to all areas that I need covered to give it the look that I'm looking for. So what I'm doing right now is I am loosening the inside of the now mask, because I need the smile to be a little bit more exaggerated. So what I'm doing is I am pulling it away from my skin, and thank goodness I put that Aquaphor on, because this would have hurt like a mug. So I am now just lifting and giving myself some space, because I'm going to have to use some scissors. Please, please, please be very, very careful with doing this so you do not cut yourself. That's why I want to make sure that I had more than enough space to be able to have the scissors directly on the mask itself and not be too close to my skin to where I end up getting cut. So just make sure that you are, just tracing it and being very, very careful when you use this method of trying to make that smile line a little bit more exaggerated. Now I'm going to take my Miron bruise wheel, and I am taking the black in the bruise wheel first, and I am just painting inside of my inside the mask where my mouth in, taking it all the way to the edge of each smile line. And I'm also putting some in my eyes so I can blacken that area to darken my skin a little bit more. So now I am taking it's like a dark burgundy color that is also in the bruise wheel, and I am like elongating my eye area in terms of the paint. Trying to, just exaggerate that area, because I didn't want to have to cut all the way up there. Not messing around with the scissors when it comes to my eyes. Sorry, not sorry. So right now I'm just exaggerating that area with some of the paint from the bruise wheel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, after you lay down the latex and the tissue paper, the look pretty much gets pretty easy after that, because the latex and the tissue paper is the thing that takes the longest. So now I am taking my NYX liner, and I am adding a little bit more darkness to the eye area. And I'm also adding some dots, because if you look at the beginning of the video, Smiley has stitches. So I'm just going to paint on some quick stitches. And this doesn't have to be neat at all due to the fact that this is not a glam look. And, you know, you want it to look as creepy as possible. I probably would have done a little bit more with this if I, you know, put in a little bit more time in regards to the stitches. But for right now, this is pretty good, especially, you know, just for the fact that this is supposed to be a quick little tutorial. But in essence, what I would have probably done is I would have added a little bit of shadows to the stitch areas and to make them look a little bit more realistic. But for right now, this is all right. Alright guys, so this is pretty much the end of my video. This is the finished look. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Really appreciate all the support, especially being a fairly new YouTuber. Please come on back to see more videos as I post them. And hit that subscription bell so that you can get more videos when they come up. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.